What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Knicks Recap podcast. I'm your host, Troy, and you could be anywhere in the world this afternoon, but you're choosing to be here with me, and I really do appreciate that. Like always, we have so much Knicks news to cover, so many things to break down, but it is official. The Knicks have officially hired Mike Brown as their next head coach. And I don't even know, what was it? About an hour ago, they just had his introductory press conference where they talked to Mike Brown, asked him a number of different questions. And during that press conference, he outlined how he wants to utilize the starting lineup, how he wants to utilize the bench, what the future looks like for this Knicks team. And he also made a very shocking decision about who he's going to add to his coaching staff. And also, we have updates on the future of Rick Brunson. We're going to be talking about all of these different topics today. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on as well, too. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to hit that subscribe button. And now, let's get started. Mike Brown outlines the Knicks' future, and this is exactly what I have been waiting on. Of course, we knew changes was going to be coming to the coaching staff, and yes, we're going to be getting to that. But for me, what I wanted to know, probably a lot of you guys wanted to know the exact same thing. What is going to happen with this Knicks team? What's going to happen in the future? What changes are we going to see from the starting lineup to the bench unit? What about the double big lineup? What about the culture of this Knicks team? Now, normally, what I do is I break down all the information, I read it off, and we kind of go back and forth. Today, I want to change that a little bit. I want to go against that. So the best way to do that is to add more context, add more video, add more things that you can consume by watching me as well, too. Oh, yeah, and by the way, another thing that I want to do is go to the chat just a little bit more often than I have done in previous live streams. After all, some of you guys, you come here for the engagement. So I want to give you guys a little bit of that as well, too. So without further ado, before we jump into all the topics and a new way we're going to break down all the information today, I got to go to the chat, gang. I got to hear how you guys are doing. Tell me how you guys are feeling. Mike Brown is the new head coach. It's official. He was introduced. He talked about everything during that press conference. Tell me how you're feeling. Come on, chat gang. Shout out to you guys. We got my guy Brian Scan over here with the 199 super chat. Really do appreciate you, and thank you so much for supporting the show. Again, you're not obligated to give out super chats, but when you do, it almost automatically helps the show and everything that we want to do. Just putting it out there. Got a couple of comments to go through. Got my guy Knicks for life. Let's go Knicks. Knicks fans are like that. Leonard gives me 2 hearts. Rob says, recap family. What up, y'all? What up, Rob? Salute, man. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Lemmy Live says, please don't start Cat at center. Okay, we're getting into the weeds here a little early. Carl Knight says Leon Rose should have attended the conference. Maybe. And, to be honest, I don't know if he was there. I didn't really see the audience or the crowd much, so I don't know where he was. Maybe he was in the back. I know he was present in New York, though, because, and we're going to look at the photos, but before he was announced as head coach, officially, he took a photo with Leon Rose. So we're going to break that down. We're going to show you guys exactly what happened. Just says, Troy, what up, chat? What up, everybody? What up to you, man? Appreciate you. Knicks for life, I appreciate you as well, too. Namar says, I love the Mike Brown hire. You're not alone. I like it, too. A lot of people don't really want to say why they like Mike Brown, but it's okay. He has a lot of experience. He's a new voice, a new locker room leader. It's okay to be happy about it. Regardless how you feel about Tom Thibodeau or not, this is a positive change moving forward. Got George in the house, says, bless up, King. Knicks Nation for life. Hey, shout out to you, my guy, George. I appreciate you. NC7 says, let's go Knicks. And Andre says, what's up? I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the chat. Thank you guys again for tuning in here. Again, you never have to tune in here. This is not a location or a place that you really have to come in and give your take or be present for. So the fact that you guys are here means the world to me. I just want to say that. Before we go back to the chat, gang, and I promise you, we will go back there to get your comments, I want to start a little bit of something new. Now, a lot of times people ask me, why did it take so long for you to get to this stream or get to this, recap after the game or whatever the case may be? Honestly, it's because I have to screenshot a lot of things, save them, create a slide for them, and do all of these other things. So today, what I thought I was going to do, just because it was a little bit different, and I thought, why not? Going to be on a live stream with you guys. Why not try something a little bit more innovative? I wanted to listen to parts of the press conference that we just saw from Mike Brown, break down those clips and what he said, but look at these things from the eye of social media, which I was not able to do for a very long time. So I want to do that with you guys today and hopefully add this new layer to the show that you guys can appreciate. First things first, so I don't get hit with any copyright, I have to make sure that the audio sounds okay. So let's go ahead and get my headphones locked in here. You might see me off screen for a second, might not hear my voice clearly for a second, but I promise you I'm right here. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick. If you guys like this new look, you let me know. This is essentially what we're going to be starting with here. And as you can see here, we have the social media feed, which is exactly where I wanted to start with, how I wanted to start things off, but more importantly, so you guys could see what is actually going on. So I'm going to read off a couple of these things. You might be able to see that as well, too. We're going to go through some of the posts, and then we're going to go through and talk about, some of the videos that are there and whatnot. You should be able to hear some of it as well, too. Give me some thumbs up, by the way, in the chat. If you like this new look, you like what's going on, you like what you're going to be seeing shortly, just let me know. Because honestly, I was thinking about a couple of different options to help with the stream, and this seemed to be like one of the best ones. So we got my guy Ian Bagley over here, and definitely follow my guy Bagley. He says, new Knick coach Mike Brown opens his press conference thanking owner James Dolan and Knicks president Leon Rose. There's a lot of work to be done. We have an outstanding roster. What they did in the playoff shows their potential. So Brown also said he had great conversations with players as well as the staff and everybody else. So that's good as well, too. We're going to scroll up a little bit here to get to some. Well, actually, you guys didn't see the picture, right? I wanted to show you guys the picture of Leon and new head coach Mike Brown. Where is that? There it is, right over here. So I'm just going to zoom it in real quick. Give me a second for it to load. 1 second. There we go. So as you can see here, I'm just going to look and see how it looks over here as well, too. Oh, come on. What's happening here? There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, you got Mike Brown and Leon Rose, and clearly they're posing for the picture right before the press conference. A lot of people were asking, why Leon Rose wasn't there. I don't know what press conference you were watching, but Leon Rose was absolutely there, and we have the photo evidence to prove that. So that all in all is what I wanted to talk about, at least for Mike Brown and who was there, because a lot of people had some confusion there. And now we obviously have the outline of what Mike Brown wants to do, what he said. But here's what I want to talk about. He said this during his press conference to start things off. We're going to go back down in a second. I just want to go to the top and look at some of these notifications really quickly. And I want to go where he talks about the culture, because that's essentially where the main part is. That's the bench right here. Okay, so we're going to listen to this next part here from Mike Brown. Listen to what he has to say here. And just listen overall to all the things that he's talking about. So again, this is Mike Brown talking about the Knicks and their identity, their culture moving forward under a coach like Mike Brown.
the soul of our identity when it comes to culture, it's going to be based on a trust. A trust that's centered around sacrifice.
Yes.
A connectivity. A competitive spirit. And an overall belief in the process and each other.
We're going to pause that again so it doesn't repeat. But absolutely. I mean, come on now, guys. What he's saying about the culture, staying together, making sacrifices, that is exactly what championship level teams do. Hearing Mike Brown say all of this, hearing Mike Brown talk about all of this, and hearing what he has to say, listening to all the things he has to say, honestly speaking, guys, it makes me very happy as a Knicks fan to have a coach that wants to affect and change the culture. Think about how many coaches come in and on their first day, they're talking about the culture, the atmosphere, what they want to create, what needs to be there, sacrifice, connectivity, being there for each other. Mike Brown is hitting all the exact points. And this is what the future is going to look like for this Knicks team. Let's go ahead and continue because he wasn't done there. You also said a couple of other things as well, too, that I want to get to.
A great place.
Let's go ahead and listen to what he said as well, too. So this is what he said about, so he was first introduced, right? And after he was introduced, he explained the type of coach that he is. And this is so important for anybody who doesn't know Mike Brown, doesn't understand him, understand his story, his coaching career. Listen to this so you understand the exact coach that the Knicks are getting moving forward here.
And I'm passionate about coaching. I want to win. And, you want to be in a great place that has like thinking. And so I know for me, especially speaking with Mr. Dolan, speaking with Leon, and I have a history with Leon, knowing who he is as a person, knowing that I'd love to partner with him, and then looking at the roster. And the reality of it is, Rose said, we better move to New York because I'm a foodie. So when you combine all those things, it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm passionate about coaching.
I mean, the relationship between him and Leon, we all talked about the relationship he had with Worldwide West. So, I did a lot of videos about that. Never really heard about the relationship he had with, Leon Rose and clearly Mr. Dolan. Leon and Mr. Dolan. I'm not saying he doesn't respect Leon, but there's clearly a relationship there. He's on a first name basis already with Leon Rose, the president of the Knicks organization. And then with James Dolan, it's Mr. Dolan. That tells me he sees Leon Rose a lot and sees James Dolan maybe a handful of times. That tells you who's in control of the day-to-day, and that's Leon Rose. But also that relationship, how they feel about each other, the exact moments he's talking about speaking to Leon Rose, wanting to build a culture here, a winning presence here. This is why Mike Brown took the job of his relationship with Leon Rose, him impressing James Dolan, him loving to be a coach, a passionate coach, and clearly he likes the pressure and he looks for it. He wants it. And what other higher pressure job out there is there really than coaching the New York Knicks? Honestly, there's probably not many. And that's one of the main reasons Mike Brown right now is sitting here as the Knicks' next head coach right now. I do want to break down a couple of other things that he said. So give me a second to find some more of these quotes here. Because there are a couple other things I wanted to talk about. But obviously the main reason you're watching the stream, a lot of you guys, is not only to see the Mike Brown clips, but you also want to understand what the shocking decision it is that he made regarding the coaching staff and Rick Brunson and all those things. So I want to get to a clip that kind of talks about what Leon Rose has done. But before I do that, I see it right here in terms of the expectations. And I think this is a very important part that we have to go through. So I want to talk about this part first, and then I want to go to what Mike Brown is talking about regarding Leon Rose and the coaching staff he wants to hire. So before we get there, let's listen to this, because for me, I mean, this for me is one of the most important things to discuss. Expectations for Mike Brown starting this job are sky high. Leon Rose had to make that clear to him. Tom Thibodeau got this Knicks team to the Eastern Conference Finals, this close from the NBA Finals. Now Mike Brown, the expectation, whether you want to say it or not, is finals or bust. I don't like that, but when you make a change like this, that's the indication. So now that we all understand what those expectations are, and clearly how high and hard those expectations are, how does Mike Breen, how does Mike Brown feel about these expectations? How does Mike Brown feel about playing under the pressure that comes by being, playing under the pressure that comes with being the head coach of the New York Knicks? Let's listen to him and hear what he has to say.
Just kind of what is it for you coming into a team that's reached the conference finals, the expectations you're stepping into?
Well, you know, there's nobody has any bigger expectations, first of all, than I do. I mean, my expectations are high. But I mean, this is the Knicks. I talked about Madison Square Garden being iconic. I love and embrace the expectations that come along with it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I just gotta say, looking forward to the expectations, and you are gonna coach the New York Knicks? I get it. You love the pressure, but no coach, not in my lifetime, has had the pressure put on them that Mike Brown has at this moment. You need to win a championship. That's essentially what your goal is for next season. That's always the goal for every team. But that is his main goal. It's finals or bust for this Knicks team after every single thing that we've done thus far. And that means when it comes to the coaching staff, the same thing is true. You're going to need to have a strong coaching staff if you want to go all the way to the NBA Finals. And Mike Brown knows that as well, too. And that is going to take us into more or less our first topic, really maybe our second topic for today, regarding the Knicks. And of course, the changes, or the shocking changes, in my opinion, that they're going to be making to the coaching staff. First things first, I want to get that clip of him talking about the coaching staff. So I think I passed it, actually. Where is it? Let's see here. Where are we at over here? Just give me a second to find it, guys. There we go. It's right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and pause it real quick. So let's explain the clip once again. During the press conference, the question was asked to Mike Brown regarding his coaching staff. Now, there's been a lot of discussion regarding his coaching staff, who's going to stay there, who's going to remain, who's going to, go away, whose role is going to be reduced. So because of all of those reports, the best thing that we can do is listen to the man himself, Mike Brown, and what changes or what things he wants to do to the coaching staff for the Knicks. So let's listen to him and see exactly what we can expect for his coaching staff.
I want to be collaborative. I want to form that partnership with Leon again.
That's good.
I'm excited to do that with him. And so,
oh, what happened there? Give me 1 second. I have no idea what happened there.
So he and I, we just started, sitting down and talking about.
Let's play that again. I didn't like the fact that messed up there. Let's do that one more time.
I want to be collaborative. I want to form that partnership with Leon again. I'm excited to do that with him. And so he and I, we just started, sitting down and talking about different ways to formulate a staff. So that's going to be a process that's ongoing, and who knows how long it will take. But those are a couple of things that you really start to dive into, as well as trying to figure out the landscape and all that other stuff when you get a job.
All right. That honestly takes us perfectly into the exact role, or excuse me, the exact next situation that we're going to be talking about. So, as he just spoke about there, he's going to be talking to Leon Rose about a number of different things. When it comes to this Knicks team, who's on his coaching staff, what he wants to implement, so many different things. But going back to that staff, we know that Mike Brown's coaching staff, he has the control over his staff. He decides who stays, who goes, and what their role is going to be. Now, a couple of days ago, we dropped the video about Rick Brunson and what his role on this staff was going to be. And we let everybody know, maybe shocking at the time, that he was returning to the Knicks bench as an assistant coach. Now, that is still true. However, if you guys remember, under Tom Thibodeau, it was basically Thibs and then Rick Brunson. With Mike Brown, it's Mike Brown and then question mark. But in terms of Rick Brunson, we know for a fact he is not going to be Mike Brown's second in command or right-hand man or anything like that. He's not going to have the role he had when Tom Thibodeau was the head coach of this team. So that begs the question. If Rick Brunson is going to be part of the staff, what's his role going to be? That's a very good question. But honestly speaking, he's going to have a reduced role with the Knicks next season. Let's go ahead and break down all of this information that we have here from NBA Insider with the New York Post, Steph Bondy, and NBA Central as well, too. According to them, Mike Brown plans to give Rick Brunson a reduced role on the Knicks coaching staff. Here's the exact quote that we have here. Mike Brown is expected to hire a new associate head coach. The Post has learned a move that will change the dynamics in the front of the Knicks bench by giving Rick Brunson a lesser role. Looking into this a little bit further, why did Rick Brunson receive a lesser role on Mike Brown's staff? According to Bondy, this move is viewed as a move by the organization to give Mike Brown more control while simultaneously addressing the distractions or perceptions of conflicts of interest that arose last season by having the star player's father as the top assistant. So the Knicks right now are trying to take care of a number of problems. Clearly last year, from the players' side as well as the NBA level, there was a perception issue. Is Rick Brunson too powerful? Does he have too much power? Is he calling out certain things that maybe he shouldn't? A lot of eyes went toward him. A lot of negativity went toward him. So the fact that he's receiving a reduced role right now, that makes sense. Number one, it takes the pressure off of him. So that's why you do it. Number two, it still allows him to be part of that bench, be part of the coaching staff, and still be there with Jalen Brunson. For Mike Brown, you gain control, if you didn't already have it, of your coaching staff. So you have control over your coaching staff. You're making the hires that you want to make. And also, you are choosing to keep Rick Brunson on really because of Jalen Brunson. And if that's the case and you want to make him happy, making him happy doesn't mean that his father needs to have a prominent role as part of the Knicks coaching staff. He can have a lesser role, a smaller role, and that's okay because it still keeps things the way that Jalen Brunson likes. Rick Brunson still traveling with the team, and still part of the coaching staff. Only this time, his voice not as loud. That means the Knicks are still looking to make changes to the coaching staff. They're looking to hire a number of different coaches to be that lead assistant coach under Mike Brown. And there's really two names that we've heard about at this point in time, James Borrego and Darvin Ham. And between those two, you really can't go wrong. Now, I'm being a little biased, and I admit that fully. I would probably want Darvin Ham. Not only because of the winning, because yes, he is a clear winner. He's with Milwaukee. Him and Giannis, very close. Listen, I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to look over there, get him on the coaching staff, and then see what happens. I mean, we're not thinking that Giannis will come here, but, he likes Darvin Ham, doesn't like what's going on with the Milwaukee Bucks. Anything that can entice Giannis to want to join this team, you guys know me. My hand's going to be all the way up. I'm fine with it. That's what I would want to happen. But as of right now, those are the options that the Knicks are looking at. In terms of availability, really neither one of them is available. And if they join the Knicks, it'll be considered a lateral move because they're not really moving up. They have these same positions with their organizations that they're in right now. So if they join the Knicks, they're just joining another team to be that exact same position, to be in that exact same role. It's not going to change. That's why I don't know if it's going to happen. But clearly, we know who the Knicks are looking at. But I do like the move by New York to reduce Rick Brunson's role. We all know it. We've all heard it. You guys have said it in the comments in a lot of videos. I don't like that Rick Brunson's on the staff. Why is he still here? Is he going to have more power now? All of these things. I hope we're able to shut all of this down now with this report. He's going to be part of the coaching staff. But his role, who knows what it's going to be. But it's definitely not going to be anything he was used to from last season. It's going to be a reduced role. And honestly, that's probably the best move at this point. Before we go back to the social media feed and break down the other things that Mike Brown had to say about the starting lineup, the bench unit, and the new additions that we've added to the bench, I got to go back to the chat gang. I got to hear you guys. I got to see what you guys are saying about everything that I'm throwing at you. So let's see what you guys have to say. And shout out to the 401 people that we have watching this stream right now. If you're a part of that number, smash that like button and get in here. Where are you in the chat? I want to see these chats. Let's go back. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Gamer Forever says, love your shirt, bud. Look amazing. Hey, thank you, my guy. Knicks to the finals, guaranteed. I hope you're right, gamer. Coral Knight says, Troy, you have lost your mind. No. Get James Borrego. Darvin Ham is a terrible coach. You're right. He's a terrible head coach. But he's a winning assistant coach. Did we forget his resume? I feel like some people are listening to other outlets and turning off their brains. You don't think Darvin Ham is successful, is a winner? Why? Because you're judging him from what he did with the Lakers? Really? Then are we going to judge Mike Brown for what he did with the Lakers? Are we going to do the same thing? Because if I do that, I would probably come to the same conclusion you're at right now. Why would anybody do that? Stop comparing him to be a head. He's not going to be a head coach. He's going to be an assistant coach to Mike Brown. Isn't that where he thrives? Isn't that where he wins? You don't want a winner part of this team? I don't understand it. Terrible assistant head coach. Okay, Carl Knight, this one goes to you. Tell me how he's terrible. Look at his years as an assistant coach. I promise you, it's more winning than losing. But you tell me exactly how he's a terrible assistant coach. Don't worry, I'll wait. Young the Hot Boy says, either one is better than Rick Brunson. See? A lot of people aren't happy with Rick Brunson. Cherokee says, I'm with you, Troy. Darvin Ham all the way. I'm just saying, man. Darvin Ham makes sense for a number of different reasons, but he's also a player's coach as well. He can bond with the players, exactly the role that Johnny Bryant had before he left. And we had nobody to really fill that role. Now you can get somebody else to do that, and he has a built-in relationship with one of the best players in the league. Why wouldn't you do that? Carl Knight says hand in pocket. Carl Knight says hands in pockets. Yeah, you better put your hands in your pockets. You better do that. There's no reason at all anybody is saying that Darvin Ham is a bad assistant coach. Your brain has been tricked by ESPN and everybody alike. Darvin Ham is a winner, a proven winner. You think Giannis likes losers? Is that what you thought? Giannis has a bond with him because he understands the depth, the love that he has for any team really in the NBA, but for the NBA in general. I can't believe I'm having a conversation about Darvin Ham and why he would be a good assistant coach. It's like nobody even did a Google search on this man's history. Kevin Sharp says, crazy. Meanwhile, no Rick Brunson, no Jalen Brunson. If Rick leave, Jalen and the rest of the Nova gang is gone too. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Maybe, but what brings you to that conclusion? Because I don't know if that's the case. His father is important, but I don't know if it's a make or break for him leaving the organization. I think that's taking it a little step further. Rob Chin says, get Rick a front office spot. Ooh, that's a pretty good answer. That way they control his destiny and not the head coach. And the head coach isn't handcuffed with him if he didn't want him for his staff. Not actually a bad compromise there, Rob. I like that. Although, I mean, if Mike Brown is keeping him on, I believe that's a Mike Brown decision. I don't think he's really getting that from anybody else. So that's just my 2 cents about it as well, too. But I appreciate you guys. Great comments. Love what I'm seeing here today. But I got to go back. I got to go back to the stream, and I got to go back to what we were talking about earlier, which, again, was Mike Brown. So before I do that, I just want to check the because I haven't checked my notifications in a while since I started the stream. I just wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything here, and it looks like we may have not, which is good. Just want to make sure. Want to make sure here. Hold on. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so I'm going back to where we were before. You know what? I think it's okay if you guys see me scroll. I don't know why I'm hiding this scroll. I'm sure you guys can watch me do that. Where is it? Where is it? There it goes. Okay. I'm just gonna scroll real quick to find what he's talking about. The additions to the bench and the offense and growing it and whatnot. So let's just find that really quickly. Okay, this is Coach Brown talking about the Knicks offense and how it looked in the first half versus the second half. And this is in comparison to Tom Thibodeau. So just so we're all on the same page here. So again, Mike Brown on the Knicks offense. What changes he wants to make. Excuse me. This is Mike Brown on the Knicks offense. What changes he wants to make and what he's noticing from the offense that he saw during the postseason.
After January 1st or so, they were around the middle of the pack in offensive rating. What did you see from watching them in the second half versus the first half of the year of kind of stuff that you can clean up a little bit and more schematically, how do you feel like the offense can hit that level where it was when it was at its best?
I'm pretty sure you guys couldn't hear a lot of that question. He's just basically, again, asking him about the offense, Tom Thibodeau, what he saw from the offense, what he would like to improve, things like that. Just thought I would put that out there because I know that part was a little bit low.
Like I said, I thought Tom Thibodeau did a great job, and the guys did a fantastic job last year. But I'm looking forward. We got, we just added 2 new additions to the team that are going to bring a lot of versatility to how we're going to play. I just can't wait to get on the court and start implementing things that we want to do offensively to help us grow and take it to another level. But we still got some time before we do that.
So I just got to say it right there. talking about the offense, I'm getting goosebumps. I really am getting goosebumps thinking about what he's going to do. He said there's another level to this Knicks team, another level that he wants to get to, that he sees this Knicks team getting to on offense and on defense. And one of the main things he spoke about during his press conference, during his interview with Alan Hahn, was pace and spacing. He wants to make sure he is utilizing the starters, but he's also utilizing the bench. Did you hear what he just said about the two new additions in Jordan Clarkson and Gerson Yabusele? There's a reason he's mentioning those guys, because he understands next season they're going to be huge factors for what the Knicks are looking to do off the bench. Exactly what we need. And that pace, him pushing the pace, him doing different things on the offensive side, on the defensive side, looking at different lineups, playing the matchups. I cannot wait to see what Mike Brown is going to implement for this Knicks team offensively. It clearly sounds like already he has some ideas that he really wants to see. And he likes what he already saw. But, and you saw the smirk on his face, there are things that he's looking at that he knows this Knicks team can get better at and this Knicks team can excel at. And I, for one, cannot wait to see the changes that he's going to make. But he wasn't done there. He also spoke about a couple of other things when it came to this Knicks team, their offense and their defense. Let's go ahead and break down that information as well, too. But in order for me to do that, I had to first find it. That was the coach information. That was talking to players and getting to having a strong relationship with them. One second. Just finding it. All right, I might have skipped it, so I'm just going to go to this one, actually. In this clip right here, Coach Brown talks about his goal for the Knicks, his goal for this Knicks team, and what ultimately he is trying to do. Now, it's cliche, right? Because we know the answer probably before I even play the clip. You guys know the answer. You guys know what you're about to hear. But it's still important that we hear it because he said it out loud. And he's going to be judged by this if it doesn't happen. So he said it now. I think it's okay to hear it, internalize it, and then speak about what it means. Then after this, we're going to go ahead and break down some other things he talks about in terms of the offense. And of course, the double big lineup, how he wants to use Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. What about Jalen Brunson? We're going to get to all of those comments right after this. So this is Coach Mike Brown regarding the Knicks, why he's here, and ultimately what he wants to do for this Knicks organization.
Our goal, starting with Mr. Dolan, to Leon, to the players, all the way down to the fans, is to build a sustainable winning culture that produces championships. That's why I'm here.
Ooh, what a line.
I'm fortunate to know what it takes to create that success.
Yes, you are.
A lot of hard work, a high level of commitment.
Yes, sir.
And a focus on today.
Wow. Can we go back to that line where he says, that's what I'm here for? What a line that was.
To the players, down to the fans.
This is why he's here.
Is to build a sustainable winning culture.
That's why he's here.
Produces championships.
Yep.
That's why I'm here.
Woo! What a line! And he paused and everything. That's why I'm here. Soak it all in. Why did Mike Brown choose the Knicks? To build a sustainable winning culture that produces championships. That's why He's here. What a line. What a commitment. And exactly what you want to hear from your next head coach. Come on, man. You're not hype. You're not excited. You got to be a little bit hype, a little bit excited. You don't hear these lines from just anybody. He came to New York, walked in the building, and said, I want to build a championship culture, win championships, and I'm here to do it. This man right here has the voice that we need. Take away everything else you want to take away. Take away the championship, the resume, everything else. Take it all away. Scrap it away. Listen to what he said. That right there is a championship level coach. That right there is a championship level speech. And that right there gets you motivated, gets you hyped for the season. Mike Brown, man. Love it. Love it. Bring those championships home. Bring them to New York. Break the drought. We need it. We want it. We've been waiting for it. This is our future. And now we have the coach that's going to take us there. Love it. Love it. And I see somebody asking me in the comments, why am I yelling? Because I'm hype. I'm hype. Hype. H-Y-P-E. Hype. Because I want them to play now. I want to see it now. That's why. But going back to the stream, because, you know, there's always two versions of recap. I mean, all the way on top, or I'm right around here. Either way. But still, this is something to be very excited about. Mike Brown with bar after bar after bar. Oh, my goodness, man. So amazing. So amazing. Okay, the last thing that we're going to discuss from Mike Brown's side is what he said about the Knicks utilizing the double big lineup, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, and Jalen Brunson. Now, that one, thankfully, wasn't too far away, so I can find that one. So where is it? 1 second. Here we go. So shout out to New York Basketball, by the way, on the app X for giving us this information. You can see it right there, New York Basketball. And the quote is, once I get my staff together, we'll figure out those type of things regarding different players. And then he said this about Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns. They're both different players. Mitchell's a vertical threat. Cat's a space threat. So to have the versatility that they bring to the table, that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, it definitely will be. But let's go ahead and hear him say it and also hear what else he has to say about Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, that double big lineup, and what he wants to do on offense with this Knicks team. So let's go ahead and listen to the coach himself, Mike Brown. Take it away, Coach.
Once I get my staff together and we dive more into it, we'll figure out, all those types of things. I'm excited that they're both on the team, obviously, because they're two different players, True. Mitchell's a vertical threat. Cat, as you know, is a space threat.
Yep.
And so to have the versatility that those two guys bring to the table is going to be a lot of fun.
The one question that probably gets asked the most, and I'm going to go check and see if there's anything else that we need to look at in terms of notifications. I don't think so. I didn't see anything, but let's go check anything else out right now that we're seeing here. 1 sec. I just want to make sure it's not missing anything, Nope. All good. Okay. So going back to that clip that we just talked about regarding, I'll keep it on this picture because this is pretty awesome right here. Going back to the clip we just spoke about regarding Mike Brown, the coaching staff, but also the implementation of Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns. I think the expectation for most of us is that Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson are likely going to start next season. And that might be true. And according to Mike Brown, at least the way he's talking about them, he's talking about them as if one offers one thing, the other offers the other. And if you put them together, you might get the best of both worlds. That could potentially mean it's him confirming that we're going to see that double big lineup next season for this Knicks team. And I would absolutely love that because then that gives you a bench of Josh Hart, Miles McBride, Gerson Yabusele, Jordan Clarkson, and that's before you name any of the rookies. You want to start naming some rookies? Ariel Huckporty. What about a Tyler Kolek? What about a Pacome Dadier? What about a Kevin McCullough Jr.? What about the fact that the Knicks, at least as of right now, have not made a decision on how they want to utilize that final roster spot? Do they want to utilize it on a veteran guard and add him to the team, or a veteran wing and add that person to the team? I mean, there are a number of different candidates out there right now that I'm sure the Knicks should go out, look to add, look to include with this team, and be part of the culture we're looking to build for next season and, of course, moving forward. But as of right now, at least everything that we've been listening to, they state the exact same thing. And that's the Knicks, they state the exact same thing. And that's that the Knicks are looking for multiple backup guards on the market. They have their eyes on a backup guard, and that's what they're looking for right now in free agency. There are a number of different names on the list if you're talking about backup guards. But honestly, I don't want a backup guard. I would rather see this Knicks team go out and get a wing player because that's really what we need. But Mike Brown, he sounds very, very committed, excited, and hopeful for this roster moving forward. He definitely sounds like a man with a plan. He likes this roster, likes the way it's structured, likes the players on it, has relationships built, and wants to build even further relationships with each and every player on this team because he understands that's important. But he also understands utilization, utilizing each and every player that we have. Given the matchup or situation, that's going to be key. And Mike Brown, he's going to be the one to get that done and implement those changes. Honestly, what we just heard from him, it makes me excited about how the bench is going to be utilized moving forward and how the starting lineup is going to be utilized moving forward, how their minutes are going to look like, how the rotations are going to look like, how many players Mike Brown is going to utilize from a game-to-game experience. Could it be sometimes 9 players, other games 11 players or 10 players, or how many ever players he needs to put in there in order to win the game? We don't know that, but that makes me even more excited because I believe Mike Brown is the type of coach, he's going to put how many players he needs out there in order to win the game, because that's how you win nowadays, especially in the modern NBA. You do it based off of numbers, the eye test, and based off of matchups. And if you're doing that game by game, you're going to be an extremely impactful you're going to be an extremely impactful and an extremely great head coach. And Mike Brown, he's already off to an amazing start. And I can't wait to see what else he's going to implement as the Knicks head coach. Now, we do have another topic to go over. You guys are not going to like this topic, though. I don't know if it's too old. I wouldn't call it old because I'm still hearing comments about it. However, it shuts down a certain superstar coming to the Knicks. Now, before I do that topic, I want to go to the chat gang. I want to see what you guys have to say about everything that we've spoken about thus far. Once we do that, then we're going to go into the final topic we have today regarding the Knicks shutting down trade talks for a certain superstar. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. You guys can wait on that. But first, let's go to the chat gang, see what you guys have to say. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. There we go. Joe Edwards says, how tall is Landry Shamet? I believe he's like 6'4", I think. 6'4". Paw, my guy, first of all, let me give my guy Paw some live interaction, engagement, and thanks. My guy, Paw York, is one of the most loyal subscribers that I have to this channel. Almost in always every video, he's commenting, follow recap, follow Troy. It only takes a second. Do this, do that. It's all amazing, and you'll love to see it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul. I really do appreciate everything you do for the channel. Speaking of channel, moderator, my guy Yuri, finally back moderating some of these live streams that we're doing. I really, really do appreciate it. Looks like you gave me a super chat. Let me go ahead and look at that. I appreciate you telling me that you did, so I can just go ahead and look at it. Sometimes I do miss it, so always good to hear me see it. Oh, that's great. Got my guy Yuri with a $2 super chat, and he says, don't worry, Thibs. Knicks are in good hands. Gotta agree with you. I have to agree with you there. The Knicks are in good hands, and I think everything that we heard today really makes you feel that, doesn't it? Mike Brown, his bars, his comments, his new voice, everything he wants to see. I love it. How could you not? Excuse me. How could you not love it? Outlaw says, salute, Troy. I'm listening. Salute to you, Outlaw. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for your support as well, too. Nelly Nell says, Marcus Smart. Interesting. Has he been bought out? Do we know? Has that just happened? If he's been bought out and he's willing to take the vet minimum, I think that's a great place to start if you're looking at veteran guards. But again, do we need more guards? I would really rather have a wing. Nobody wants Chris Boucher. Am I the only one there? Am I the only one in this camp that wants Chris Boucher? Because I feel like he gives us a lot. What is he, 6'8", 6'9"? Can play the power forward center. Basically, he can play 3, 4, or 5. He can defend all those positions. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather a wing. You guys, what would you guys rather? You guys want them to go out there and get a guard? Or would you guys want them to get a wing? Because every time I look at the bench, who's backing up OG Anunoby? If Gerson Yabusele is backing up our centers, then who's backing up OG? You need somebody for OG, right? I'm just saying, a tall, athletic wing for the vet minimum. Chris Boucher is out there. He has a relationship with OG Anunoby. He wants to win a chip. It feels like it's perfect. I don't know why it's not happening. Brian Reyes says Bradley Beal too. I'm out on Beal, honestly. I didn't like what he was doing with the Phoenix Suns. He was a very bad player there. And honestly, he looks like he's Clipper bound. And I'm okay with that. Clippers already traded away Norman Powell. They have a vacancy for that exact role. It all sounds like that's the way it's going to go. And I hope it does. I don't want Bradley Beal. There's really only a couple of veteran guards I really want on this team. Russell Westbrook, because of his competitive nature. Chris Paul, because he is a veteran leader. But both of those guys likely won't take the vet minimum. I heard Chris Paul wants to start, and he also wants to be close to his family. So it doesn't sound like any of those free agents are really going to pan out for the Knicks at this point. Let's see here. Yuri says, I haven't heard anything about Chris Boucher. We need to, though. Yuri, we need to. He's a very good player. I'm not sure why the Knicks are not even entertaining it, even a little bit. Why not? Yuta Baba is ready for a rotation spot. He can back OG. No, he can't. He cannot. He's 6'5", and he's been overseas for so long. Listen, I want to see him in Summer League. I love to see him in Summer League, but it's a very big stretch to say he can back up OG Anunoby. I hope you're joking. John says, Chris Paul is too old. Don't want him. For a vet minimum, I'll take Chris Paul, John. I'll take him. He still averages 7 assists right now. He didn't miss any games last season. He might be old, but he's not broken. He really isn't. Miguel says, salute to Troy in the chat. My guy, salute to you, my brother. Nelly Nell says, hopefully Dadier, McCullough Jr., or Marjan Beauchamp can all be in contention for the wing position off the bench. You see, Kevin McCullough Jr. has the size, but he's more of a guard. Really, you'd want Pacome to take that position, but he's too young to really do it. Still doesn't have the shooting enough. I think he's a ways away still. I like Huck Porty. Kevin McCullough Jr. might be the most NBA ready, and I think he's going to show out during the summer league. I just don't know what that means for him at the NBA level on this Knicks team. I feel like he's a very good substitute if you're missing a Josh Hart or you need another Josh Hart. He's perfect for that. So I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I think his size, his defense, his skill set makes him a great addition. So I definitely agree with you there, Nelly. Yuri says, between Tyler Kolek, Pacome Dadier, and Ariel Hukporty, this summer league will determine who gets minutes. I agree with that. The pressure will be more on the ones who's on the two-way contracts. We need to fill out those roster spots. You're not wrong at all. And I think that's another reason why the Knicks Summer League roster is so stacked. They know they need to add more competition to push all of these young guys so they can develop more and understand. They need to show out if they want to keep any of these positions because nothing is guaranteed, not even a roster spot. So that's definitely true. Shout out to my guy, Yuri. And if you guys are wondering why I'm going after Yuri or all these other guys, it's because some of these guys are members, so I'm prioritizing their comments. And Yuri's been a moderator of the channel for almost as long as the channel's been up. So I got to give him some props as well, too. Joe Edwards says, how about Amir Kofi? I don't mind him, actually. I like that addition. Now, there are other players I would want the Knicks to target before him, but I wouldn't mind Amir. He has some good shooting, decent defense. Nothing that stands out as exceptional, but it's better than nothing. And he's not going to be a liability if he's on the floor. So I don't mind him, but he's not my first choice. BX for Life says, bring back DeLon Wright. He came through for us when we needed it. You're not wrong. He is somebody the Knicks are looking at, but they're not looking at him as hard as they're looking at Landry Shamet. And I think if you're looking at anybody at the guard spot for the Knicks to return next season, I'd put my money on Landry Shamet. Campaign, likely not coming back. DeLon Wright, he was more of a Tom Thibodeau guy anyways, and we only really got him from the trade with Jericho Sims. He's good. He's good. Not saying he's not good. He is. I just don't know if he's the player they're going to go with. And the reason I say that is because the Knicks right now are on a direction path. You know what? This is perfect to go into the next topic that I have. The Knicks right now are going in one direction. And if you guys haven't noticed, that direction is youth. When they brought in Mike Brown, they brought him in for a number of different reasons. But Leon Rose, the team president, said himself that one of the main reasons he was hired for the job is because of the way he develops the bench and the way he utilizes and develops the rookies and the young players. So that is the focus for New York moving forward, trying to make the team younger, more youthful, and have players off the bench that you can develop and have for a very long time. Right now, the Knicks are looking for youth, not looking for many players that are in their 35s or 40s or things like that. They're not looking for older players right now. They're looking for players within their early 30s, maybe 31, 32, around that age range. Around that age range. Around that age range that they can add to this team, because that more or less is the makeup of this team already. Almost all the players on this team are between 28 and 29 to around 30 to 31 if you're talking about the core players. And then the younger players, they're way younger than that. So you have to build within that time frame. Right now, it's absolutely clear. The Knicks are building this roster with youth in mind. And they're doing that when it comes to the bench, and they're doing that when it comes to the starting lineup. So that means if the Knicks are going to pull off a trade, and if that trade means they have to gut this roster, number one, they'll probably not do the trade, or number two, if it's for the right player who's at the right age, they're a superstar, and they could potentially help this Knicks team win a championship, then maybe the Knicks do it, and maybe the Knicks consider it. But there's not that many superstars the Knicks would go out there and gut their team for. Honestly speaking, there's only one superstar the Knicks would do that for, and it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Knicks will not gut this roster or make any other major trades for superstars unless that player is Giannis. That's why it's really no surprise when the Knicks recently shut down trade talks for a superstar player. Now, I know you guys want to know exactly who that superstar player is. Who is the player that the Knicks potentially could have traded for, but they said, nah, I'm good, I'm okay, we don't need to, nor do I want to trade for that player. Well, one of those players, you already know. It's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, one of the best players in this league right now at his age. The Knicks told him, thanks, but no thanks. Excuse me. They told him, thanks, but no thanks. But he wasn't the only player the Knicks said that to. According to reports, whether it's true or not, we all know there are rumors out there, reports out there that the Knicks potentially could trade for and land LeBron James and get him on this roster. But thankfully, as soon as those reports came out, the Knicks, the New York Post, and Knicks insiders alike came in very quickly and shut down those reports for trading for LeBron James. Let's first break down how we got here and then share the update that we have from NBA insider Steph Bondy. Shout out to Shams Charania for giving us all of this information here, and also to Bleacher Report for breaking this down for us. According to them, this all started when LeBron James made the surprising decision to pick up his $52.6 million player option instead of signing a new max deal with the LA Lakers. Now, why would he do that? James could have made an extra $1.5 million by signing a new max deal at 35% of the cap and added a player option and no trade clause for his second year, mirroring the deal he got from the Lakers last summer. One possible reason for not signing a new deal and picking up the player option instead, a trade becomes far easier to facilitate. According to Shams Charania, he spoke to James' agent, Rich Paul, who issued a very clear and public statement. LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are all very appreciative of the partnership that they've had for 8 years with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. They understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron James at this stage of his career and his life. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that. And they are supportive of him and what's best for him and what he wants to do at this stage of his career. Now, that's how we got here, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we came here to now LeBron James potentially being available for a trade. That's why we're here right now. But my favorite part for all of this, we all heard the reports. Oh, the Knicks could do this. The Knicks could do this. Did you guys hear? The Knicks could potentially trade for LeBron James. It's happening. It's there. It's official. All of these different insiders and content creators and everybody was saying LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. And then, so easily, so quickly, basically in one sentence, Knicks NBA insider Steph Bondy with the New York Post says the following after he talks to the Knicks directly and essentially shuts down all of this LeBron James trade talk. Shout out to Steph Bondy from the New York Post for breaking down this information for us. According to him, for the LeBron to the Knicks speculation, I checked in on it and the answer was no. Makes for good chatter, but no. Not one no, two no's. No, and it was, yeah, it sounds nice, but no. It makes for good chatter, but no. It sounds good when everybody on ESPN is talking about it, but no. I was one of the biggest critics saying not to trade for Kevin Durant, who even at his age right now, still one of the best players in this era. But I said the Knicks should skip over him because of his age. If I turn around now and I say, but wait, LeBron James is available, you guys would call me a hypocrite. So wait, Kevin Durant is too old, but LeBron James isn't? No. I'm not switching anything. And before I made a video or even talked about LeBron James in a stream, I needed to make sure as fast as I talked about it, I could shut it down equally fast. I'm not going to talk about the hypotheticals, the wannabe trades, what LeBron James could do for this Knicks team. I'm not going to talk about any of that because it's not real. It doesn't exist, and it's not going to happen. I didn't need a Knicks insider to tell me that. I knew it already. The only reason I wanted Steph Bondy to report that is so I could have the information to present to the masses, to present to all of you. Because if I say it, oh, it's Recap saying it. That doesn't matter. But if I say it, and I say the reason I'm saying it is because Steph Bondy was the one that reported it, it becomes a little bit more believable. Very clearly. Just like Bondy said it, I'm going to say it the exact same way. LeBron James, legendary player, great player, automatic NBA Hall of Famer. It's not even close. Retire in LA. Go back to Cleveland. Go join Golden State. I don't care. Do anything besides joining this Knicks team. 10 years too late. I had to sit through the decision. Remember that? Remember? Telling everybody that you were going to Miami. Remember? I'm good. New York is good. Knicks Nation is good. Knicks fans are good. The Knicks in general, we're good. We don't want you. We don't need you. And definitely not at this stage in your career. We're not even attempting to make a call about you. That's it. LeBron James to the Knicks, that story, all of that, it's done. It's finished. The Knicks shut it down. You know, like that Drake song? We shut it down, down, down. The Knicks shut it down, down, down. And it's over. It's over. And trust me when I say it's really, really over. The Knicks will not get LeBron James. They will not trade for LeBron James. And they shut down all the trade talks that was surrounding LeBron James. They don't want him. They don't need him. And nor should you guys. Take this LeBron James idea, crumble it up, and throw it in the garbage where it belongs. We will never trade for LeBron James. That is over with. The only player this Knicks franchise will even move this much for is Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's it. That's all. That is all they want. And unless Giannis is available, they're not making any trades. They're not making any moves. These blockbuster deals, not happening. It's Giannis or no one. And no one includes LeBron James. Like we told KD, thanks, but no thanks. We're good here. Stay over there. We're happy with We're happy with who we are. My goodness. We're happy with who we have and who we are. We're building a new culture in New York. And LeBron James, he's not part of it. Let's go to the chat, gang. See what you guys have to say and close out this live stream for today. All right. Let's keep it going. Nelly Nell says, talk your ish, Troy. I got to. I can't listen to LeBron James again. How many years have we been tortured with LeBron James rumors? You want to do it again? I'm done. Done. No, thank you. Cherokee says, thank you, universe. Oat says, 1,000% agree. Don't want or need LeBron. Max B says, agreed. I appreciate you, man. Cherokee says, Giannis or no one. Definitely agree with that. John says, no true Knicks fans wants the biggest team killer flopper, team hopper in NBA history, LeBron James, the wannabe MJ. Man, what a colossal, fierce reply there. John, that was great. But anybody who watched basketball back in the 90s knows the difference. LeBron James, MJ is like all the way up there, fam. MJ was ridiculous. As nobody. LeBron James is the closest, but saying he's the closest is like doing a disservice to Jordan, right? It's like he's here, right? Right? And LeBron James is, you see where my thumb is right there on my screen? That's where LeBron is. He's in the picture and he's the closest to Jordan, but not really in the picture. That's what it is. Really and truly and honestly, if you ever watched Jordan, I'm not talking about Wizards Jordan, who was probably was probably good. I'm talking about Bulls MJ. MJ with the tongue out on nearly every dunk. MJ who would turn his back before Steph Curry to shoot shots. He terrorized my childhood. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I seem to have went off a line really quickly, so I do apologize. I have no idea what happened. There's probably a sign from the universe that this stream probably went on too long and it should end. So since that's the case, we're probably going to end it really fast. I just want to see if anybody's still active here. I see Knicks for Life says hi. I don't know how many people are still watching the stream. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I have no idea what happened during the stream. It just dropped for whatever reason, maybe. There we go. Okay, I do see the chat coming back. All right, guys. Again, very, very sorry for what happened there. You know how it is sometimes. You're getting going. You're talking about great things. You're talking about Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, and then magically, pow, something happens that takes you out, and then you got to redo it all over again. But you know what? That was probably a nice place to close because I saw the chat kind of exiting at that point. We were already at the end of the show anyways. And I was just kind of going in with you guys, engaging with you guys, trying to see what you guys wanted to say. But I'm looking at the time. We went over time today. I wanted to keep it within an hour, but I went over about 16 or so minutes, maybe a little longer than that. So that's fine. No worries. I like talking with you guys. I like chatting with you guys. If you guys like the new setup of the show today, you guys saw we had the new social media thing up. We listened to different clips. We worked out different parts of the show. I like the setup, but maybe you guys didn't. Maybe you guys felt like it could be a little bit better. I want to hear the feedback from you guys regarding this live stream. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, what changes you would like to see. Because even though I can't respond to every comment, I look at every comment. I read every comment, and I try to engage with everybody. And I try to utilize things that's going to make me better. And you guys, you always leave great feedback, and I love taking it. So thank you guys again for joining the stream, commenting, liking, subscribing, supporting in the way that only you guys can do. Honestly, I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support that I get from you guys each and every single day. But unfortunately, that's going to do it for this live stream. I will try to do another live stream maybe next week, unless something major happens and I'm around and I can do a live stream. I'll try to do it then as well too, so I can get more interactive with you guys and things like that. But as I said, that's really going to do it for this episode, guys. We talked about so many different topics today, but the main topic that we spoke about was Mike Brown, his introduction presser, and also the ways he's going to utilize this Knicks team, what changes he's going to make, and what expectations to have for this team moving forward into the future. And under Coach Mike Brown, the changes are going to be fast, significant, but definitely important. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks finally officially hiring Mike Brown and all the things he spoke about during his press conference today regarding this Knicks team, the future, wanting to build a sustained championship culture and bring multiple championships to New York? Like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please